Back here on SportsLine, we're going to talk some college football now, and what a start to the season for Vanderbilt, going all the way out to Hawaii, taking on a Rainbow Warriors team led by first-year coach Timmy Chang. Didn't know a whole lot of what to expect from Hawaii, but remember, Vanderbilt went 2-10 last year. And a year ago in the debut, they got run off their home field by East Tennessee State. It was a disaster. But for Clark Lee, it's all been about building a program and building a system and a way to do things with his team. And he talked about year two was going to be different. And they went out there and boy, was it different. 63 points in the game against Hawaii. They had 2 defensive touchdowns. The offense was really good under Mike Wright. They were aggressive. They were going for it on 4th down. They utterly dominated the game and get a road victory to start the season off. Now they come back at Elon this week. A very, very good chance to start 2-0. In year 2 for Clark Lee, lots of excitement with this Vanderbilt team. And here was Coach Lee after the game, 1-0 in 2022.
What does a performance like that and just kind of a thorough domination do for you guys in terms of providing proof of concept, both for, the players in your program and honestly recruits?
I don't know that it does, Robbie. I mean, I think, we're a work in progress. I feel like, our goal this season wasn't to win this game. This was just the start of the journey for us. We got a lot of work ahead of us. Obviously, we're going to celebrate this one and we're going to enjoy it on the trip home. But the challenge is now going to be to win the trip back and reset our focus on Elon. And, this is the beginning of the season for us. It's good to be 1-0, but I don't know that this proves anything other than, this team will compete. We'll play hard for 4 quarters and we got to keep applying that formula as we move forward.
Aria?
After that, first drive where they scored the touchdown, what was the key to kind of adjusting after that and, kind of getting on a roll?
Well, we knew coming into this game that we were going to have to kind of figure out their offensive personality on the move. I considered taking the ball. If we'd won the toss, but we chose to defer just because we wanted the offense to have the extra possession, the extra look at them defensively. But it was a challenge game planning for these guys because there's so much unknown, new coaches, new players. And I just, again, I give credit to Nick Howell and his staff. They did an incredible job, really honestly building an identity and a foundation through camp from which we were able to dial into some calls that changed some leverages that covered down a little differently. And, and then got the explosive run for the touchdown. I think we settled in on a plan where we were moving less and playing a little more vertically against the run, and it was effective. But that's a credit to the staff, to Nick Howell, and it's a credit to our players of, taking the adjustments and applying them efficiently and kind of settling in.
Chris?
Yeah, Clark, when you guys went down 7 early, when you get some offensive penalties that derail a drive, and all the things set in from the memories of a year ago, do you say anything to the team at that point, or do you just let it ride and trust them to figure it out?
I mean, it's I think there's an expectation level, in game 1 that you're gonna have some hiccups, and my trust in the team and my belief in what we're doing goes way beyond the first drive and the first quarter of the first game of the season. We spend every day together training for those moments and building in responses to those moments. And so rather than needing to give a speech, we default to our training. We show each other confidence. We make eye contact. We speak about the belief we have, and that's what manifests performance on the field. And so, do we want to start fast? Do we want to get off to a great start and play with a lead? Absolutely. Were we able to do that tonight? No. I thought you know, the opportunity that adversity presented us was a chance to show our maturation and our progress as a program. And in that vein, I was grateful for it, and I was proud of the players and the way they just kept their heads down and kept working.
We'll go back to Robbie.
I feel like Julian Hernandez left the game relatively early. Do you have an update on him and Patrick Smith?
No, Patrick wasn't available to play tonight. Obviously made the trip and practices with us this week. Julian will be, we'll get eyes on him here afterwards, and obviously got to make the trip home and get eyes on him tomorrow. But, that's going to be kind of, day to day. And, we just got to get a feel for where he's at. But I expect him back, hopefully back for next week, but got to wait and see.
Then is he injured?
Just wasn't available to play tonight. And, we'll look forward to when he is available to play.
Aria?
Clark, what did Mike Wright do for your offense tonight?
Well, yeah, he did a lot. Mike was able to show the things that make him a unique competitor and a unique player. He obviously he had a ton of success on the ground. He was also able to find some plays through the air. I think what is almost most important is he led the offense. He was out there, and I thought was an emotional connector, and handled our double calls, handled our checks effectively. And there's going to be a lot to clean up. It was not a perfect performance, but there's a lot there for us to build on, and a lot of positives around, what he was able to accomplish on an individual level. But at the same time, I'm looking at the offensive line. I'm looking at Will Shepherd throw a block that sprung the run there, the long run for the touchdown. Gavin Schoenwald showed up a ton. He was back there with three backs that ran the ball effectively. Ray and Chase and Rocco did a great job. And so, Mike benefited from all that. And then, we know that he has the ability, when the play's there to make it. And he did that tonight. We'll clean up the things that we need him to improve upon. And again, this is just the start for him, but a good start it was.
Let's go back to Chris.
Yeah, Clark, you talked about the identity of your defense. You wanted to swarm to the ball. You wanted to be physical, fast to the ball. Looked like you accomplished that pretty well tonight, but how did you feel about that effort?
Well, the two defensive touchdowns are a product of us, flying to the ball, and good things happen when you play with great effort. Total effort is what we say. I did feel like there was a physical edge to the way we were playing. It was frustrating early on as the ball was finding puncture points, but even on some of the conversions they had, I felt like they were met immediately with a physical tackle. I thought Max Worship had a really good night that way. He makes a huge play there to spring Anthony on the fumble, return for a touchdown early. And we want to have a defense where playmakers can make plays. I thought we held up on the perimeter well. The second touchdown was Elijah McAllister in pursuit and CJ Taylor capitalizing, and they had fun. It was fun to watch them compete, and we can never stray away from that identity because if you're playing with total effort on defense, you're going to have a chance whenever you play.
All right, we'll wrap things up with Gentry.
Yeah, Clark, just how important do you think it was for the guys on the team to get this kind of reward for the effort they put in, and the faith they showed sticking around to make this possible?
Well, I'm beyond happy for them to get this result. I don't want to, it feels good to win. Winning's hard to do, and when you take on a road trip like we took on here in week 0, there are a lot of things that go into this game and outside of the actual game. And I was really, really pleased with the way this team handled the trip. And I thought the energy that they showed over the last 48 years was remarkable. And I think that showed up in the game today. We have to take this and build upon it. This is a part of our process. And so obviously we don't feel like the journey's done.